John Felix Anthony Cena is officially retired from the WWE, and part of my childhood died. I literally was just gonna probably make a quick short TikTok vertical style video on this thing, but then I kind of was seeing more people talk about it on the internet, seeing the final match, the last time is now, the retirement stuff, and I kind of have more thoughts and opinions on it too, kind of just discussion back and forth, and I figured make it a full length video because I feel like it'd be over 3 minutes. Hopefully. So yeah, Cena tapped out for the first time in over 20 years. I think 20 years. Long time. And tapped out to Gunther as his final opponent. And now he's done. He's no longer an in-ring performer. He will still be in WWE. But I think the George is done. He's going to be an ambassador. Now we're just going to see Cena in suits. Suits Cena. It is what it is. Now, it's one of those things with Cena where he announced his retirement a while back, well over a year ago, and I'm it's gonna get there eventually. And then actually watching it last night and seeing his last entrance and everything, it did make me sad. I know the business kind of with wrestling where it's they don't really retire because people still have matches. From seeing the stuff he's done on different podcasts and interviews and everything, it seems to me he's literally done. I don't have any expectations of him ever coming back in ring competition. I think he definitely will be back in the WWE. He's going to be. Probably not for a while, but more backstage stuff, maybe producer, I don't know. But I really do believe, much like with the Batista thing, that he's definitely done from in-ring competition. I don't see that happening anytime ever. And I think honestly he's at peace with that. But here's the thing, when kind of the whole retirement tour and everything, I had a lot of ups and downs, right? We wanted a lot more. But, we did get a couple of things. He did have the final Intercontinental Championship run, even though it was for a couple of weeks. We did finally become a Grand Slam champion. He finally became WWE champion, kind of finally had the 17-time World Championships. So that's a good thing, right? There were some positive things, too. And look, there could have been some negative things. At least the heel persona thing, I don't know what. That we clearly kind of know now that was just for clicks and for views and whatnot, too. I think for that, they had a lot of potential with that. I think the whole thing with The Rock and Travis Scott, that just dropped, and we have no idea what happened after that. I mean, that's just a crazy thing for me to even think about now, looking back on it. Let's actually talk about his final match. The last time is now Saturday night's main event, December 13, 2025. And look, to be honest, I knew Gunther was going to win. I actually think Gunther was the correct opponent here in this scenario. You could have done, obviously, LA Knight, maybe The Miz, maybe Edge, Randy Orton too. But I think in this point, you wanted to build up somebody. I think you needed to give a heel persona, build up real heat for someone. And what better way to do it than a guy like Gunther? I mean, that would have been that's perfect, right? The pure wrestler, doesn't like the sports entertainment stuff. To kind of, when Michael Cole said it, that's the night that pro wrestling defeated sports entertainment. That's kind of a good yin and yang type of thing in this match. Now, the match could have been a little bit better. I think more nostalgic glasses loved it a little bit too much here. A lot of AAs, STS, which by the way, shout out to Michael Cole for calling it the FU again back in his old days too. It could have been a little better, but there were some kind of cool spots, at least the attitude adjustment from the top turnbuckle. Again, I think it was pretty solid. Now, I don't think they could have done enough bear hugs at the end. I wasn't sure about that. But again, then that is the style of Gunther. That's the style of his wrestling. That's one of the moves he does. And I think really, if you listen to a lot of stuff during Cena's last couple of weeks, kind of doing in press and interviews and podcast appearances, this is kind of what he wanted to do. He always had the never give up attitude, and that's always been his saying. And this is kind of the moment now where it's his time is done. He did give up, and time to move forward a new direction. You could see just even in his face too, kind of when he was tapping out to Gunther was about that he was at peace with his in-ring career. And look, the kid in me, the younger me, didn't want this to happen. We wanted the Super Cena to happen, but I think in the pro wrestling business, I think you see this a lot, that a lot of times in these retirement matches, you get the other guy, they get put over. Now, there's a case of rarity a couple of times where you see the wrestlers' final matches, they get the win here. And Cena, he's always been the corporate WWE guy. He's always been like that for a very long time. I think he kind of knew what was to do best for business, at least at this point. Always was doing the part of WWE, was always the kind of yes man for it. And again, this is his choice. This is how he wanted to go out here. He wanted to go out here against a guy like Gunther, obviously working with Triple H. And this is kind of the way he wanted to end, kind of submitting here, tapping out. Now, again, for me, I would have loved him if he, hypothetically passed out in this scenario too, kind of, again, with the never give up kind of persona with him. But in here, it shows that his age, he is definitely a lot older now. He's been in the ring for 20 plus years. This is kind of like the full closed chapter in the John Cena in-ring competition. And we might not like it, and you know what? Honestly, I can make a case here that he should have done it one way or another here, but again, having Gunther win was the right call. And he got a lot of heat. This guy has got some white hot heat on him. Let me tell you something. This guy had to get security with him when he left the arena. This is old school wrestling is back with this. Now, look, I think people were, overall people were upset with it, and I do understand it because, again, it's John Cena. It's the wrestler that we all grew up with. He was an inspiration for a lot of people. For me, at least when I talk about jerseys, he was one of the first people that I saw wearing jerseys in every single city he was in. That was kind of one of the inspirations for me kind of starting up talking jerseys. Again, Fonz Talk Jerseys on YouTube. Want to check that out. And I think this, again, I keep saying this because I feel like this is what I'm seeing here, what I kind of saw. This is kind of how Cena wanted to end things. I definitely want to see him do, I thought they were going to do some sort of a retirement speech and everything too. Now, again, we might not know. Maybe Triple H put the foot down saying, no, we're not going to do that. But again, Cena's always been that type of guy, that yes man with WWE. Maybe he actually just wanted that to be the case anyway. Kind of riding off into the sunset, just having the one final year of matches and everything, and then putting his armbands and shoes in the ring and walking out here saying, it's been a pleasure serving you for all these years. Let me tell you, that got me teary-eyed when he said that. Look, it might seem like I'm defending Triple H and WWE with all these decisions. Let me tell you something. I've been critical, at least kind of talking with wrestling in the past and everything, and I definitely think there's been times where Triple H wasn't correct in some booking decisions and overall with WWE in general. But for me, this is kind of the case where, like, I guess I'm just okay with it. I'm okay with how everything ended. I'm okay with how this run ended with John Cena because, again, it's been 20 plus years. He's been multi-time champion. And again, with the way he is, this really sounds like this is how he wanted it to end. Mainly kind of with Saturday night's main event kind of being centered around kind of the younger talent with the older talent and showcasing kind of the younger talent you're seeing there. Example here with Javon Evans and Leon Slater and Oba Femi, which, by the way, Oba Femi, rocket strap that guy. That guy is going to be a star. But overall for me, I guess I was just okay at the end of the day with how the ending of Cena happened too. Again, it's sad for all of us, right? It's sad for me as a guy who loves Cena growing up. But this is kind of what it is. Everything has to end really at some point, at least in the wrestling world. And what a way to do it, kind of with Gunther being the heel now. And let me tell you, I think if WWE wants to kind of make up for the fans not liking this, they got to act on this quickly by giving Gunther like the white hot heat coming out off the gate as like the bastard heel. But like, I'll say it again, at the end of the day, I was okay with this ending here. I was okay with how this ended here. This is kind of what Cena wanted to do, it looks like here. And I'll tell you, to John Cena, thank you so much for all the memories, man. You were one of my favorite wrestlers growing up here. The first time I loved John Cena was when he wore the Patrick Ewing jersey at WrestleMania 20. Because, again, that's when I started loving jerseys, the Knicks, and pro wrestling all in the one. And then that was kind of my fandom with wrestling in general, too. Look, obviously, we want him to wrestle for the end of time. But there's a case now, even in the past couple of years, where he wasn't doing as much. He's been acting with movies now. So at some point, he had to fully announce his retirement, kind of be done with in-ring competition. And I think this was a pretty solid way to do it. Let me know down below what you think of John Cena's retirement tour. Were you okay with it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Did you want a little more out of it? I'm probably the unpopular opinion here on it. Again, I was okay with it. Thank you for checking out another video on the channel. It's been a long time since I did a long form video. Again, I appreciate it. We got a lot more coming on this channel. Definitely stay tuned for the next couple weeks. We got a little bit of a project I've been working on, and I can't wait to start it up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow the Jersey channel at Fonz Talk Jerseys. Follow my Instagram and TikTok at Fonz the Falcon. The links for all those down below. Again, with this channel, you know how this goes. It's just kind of grab bag of stuff. If I feel like talking about something, I'll get up a mic here and I'll record. I'll talk about it. If it's a ranking, I'll talk about it. Some top 10s or whatever. Again, this is just a grab bag channel of me just yapping and whatnot too. But again, thank you so much for checking out another video here. Have a good day, good night, good evening, whenever you're watching said video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.